So today I'm joined by Mr. Heaney, and we're going to talk a little bit about the new chicken coop. So can you start by just explaining what the chicken coop is?
Well, we had the greenhouse project going about 2 years ago. We did really well with the greenhouse project. We had a lot of kids. And one of the reasons why we were outside doing a lot is it got our kids to come into school. And they were really excited about coming to school. And once we got the greenhouse in order, we were always Mr. Calvin and I were like, what's the next step? What can we do to really get these kids going, that motivate them to want to come to school every single day? Uh, I have a chicken coop at my house. My kids seem to love it. Uh, it kind of went hand in hand with the greenhouse. We try to find the benefits of using the chickens to help our greenhouse. I pitched the idea to Dr. George and Dr. Courtyard. Both thought it was a great idea. We had some money in the account that we could use to build the coop, and Dr. Courtyard gave us the green light. And that's really all Mr. Calvin and I need to get a project going. Is give us a green light and a budget, and we just ran with it. The kids were really excited about it. We made them come up with the design. Um, they had to do research about the types of chickens that they wanted in the coop, and they were ready and willing every single day to get out there and get their hands dirty.
So, how long has this whole process been
Uh,
created?
Unfortunately, it's been about a little over a year and a half that, due to COVID at the end of last year, that shut us down. And then, most of this year, we haven't really had the attendance that we wanted this year with the amount of kids that were in school learners. So, we did set us back a little bit, but about a year and a half. When we had the full classes, we were doing really well with it. We thought we were going to get it done under a year, but due to the lack of student involvement because of COVID, we couldn't really get it done as fast as we wanted.
So is this project completely student made, or how much do you do versus student?
Some of the stuff Mr. Calvin and I will do, but for the most part, it's mainly student made. And if they have a suggestion of how they want to alter the plans, they did alter the plans a little bit of how they want it just to make it their own. We let them run with it
Did you guys run into any problems creating
the
the chicken?
entire way. The entire way. It seemed like from the very beginning of digging the foundation down there, that things weren't level right away, and how are we going to adjust it to make it level from the beginning step to the very end of it, when we closed the doors and they weren't able to close right away, to the painting and getting paint everywhere. It seemed as though every single thing that we did had an obstacle, but actually it was a great learning experience for the kids. You got paint over here where you shouldn't have. How are we going to fix that? The door wouldn't close. Problem solving skills, lessons that they would learn. They wouldn't learn normally in school. They were able to adjust, and it came out really nice. I mean, it's still not done. It's not all the way. We were just ready for chickens, but the whole project is still not done. They're out there working on it right now. Now they're going to work on the beautification process.
And what's the beautification process like?
So right now we wanted to work a good pathway, a nice pathway with blue crushed stone, flowers all around the chicken coop. Right now they're working on leveling the pavers and the retaining wall, and hopefully when we come back from break, we're going to have crushed stone filled in there. So we're not trekking mud. If you noticed, we trek mud all throughout the school. That we're not trekking mud all the way throughout the school. And then from there, once that's all done, our main focus then will be getting plants in the ground and getting the greenhouse rolling again and getting all the garden stuff done.
So how will the chicken coop be utilized by the school?
I'm sorry, say that one again.
How will the chicken coop be utilized?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of ideas of how to incorporate the staff here, possibly working on making breakfast for the staff using the eggs. We're going to give out, we have some of the eggs here. I'd like to show you guys in a couple minutes. Any student any teacher that wants to bring their class down there and visit the coop is more than willing to go down there. We had a class down there yesterday showing them how to take care of the chickens, how to feed the chickens. A couple of them even held some of the chickens. And I think in a couple of weeks, we're going to work on with different teachers and how we're going to involve their class. In my classroom right now, I have 4 baby chicks that they're growing in here. They have to be about 10 weeks before we can get them going outside. I also have 9 fertilized eggs that are in an incubator that when those hatch, we're going to bring them outside as well. Last year we did that, or 2 years ago we did this with the child development class. they actually had some of the eggs in their classroom, and they're doing that again as well. So I had a dozen eggs, fertilized eggs. I gave them 3 because their incubator could hold 3, and they're going to the kids will be able to see those virtually hatch around April 11th or 12th. That's the time frame that they should be hatching. Those classes will be able to utilize that project.
How will over spring break, how will the chickens stay taken care of?
That's a great question. So Mr. Kalman is going away, and me and the Para, Miss Reuter, are going to be coming in every other day just to check on the chickens. Now, right now, what the kids are doing right now is they're topping off all the food and the water, and then we're not going to feed or water the chickens for the next 2 days. And what we're going to do is we're going to monitor how much food and water they consume in those 2 days, and that'll give us a good idea of how often we have to come here over break. The baby chicks that I have in the classroom, they are actually going to go home with one of the staff members, and I will be coming in to check on the fertilized eggs because they have to be at a certain temperature and a certain humidity. So I have to lower the incubator and add more water.
Are there any other things you want to add that are important?
Right now, I mean, it's been a real fun project. The kids are really motivated now. I have a lot of kids who are at home. They're chopping at the bit to come back to school. They had to stay home because of the recent COVID scare. But it seems, and I have kids talking about how they can get involved or how they can get in the program to get involved. And Mr. Kalman and I are thinking, well, what's next? What can we do next that can top the chicken coop? So, maybe a goat was mentioned, possible. Just something different that, you normally wouldn't have at a school. That we can try to bring into school. I think it's just something that motivates kids to want to be here.
And it definitely makes North very unique.
Absolutely. I mean, I've had more phone calls and more tweets from people of how can we incorporate this into our school. We had an interview with the Middletown South teacher the other day, interested in getting this type of program over there. So, I mean, it is going to be contagious, I think.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. So thank you.
Well, thank you.